Today, me and this big boy, Leo, we're going to be reviewing my spearfishing equipment, not all of it, the most important ones. And we're going to be giving you advice, especially for noobs, on what tools I use. And this is just my experience. Might be wrong, it might be right, but this is what I like and what I like to do when diving. And this is what I like to use when diving. This is everything I want when diving. Even Leo says, hey, isn't that right? Yeah. Tell them. What I'm going to do first, though, is show you the big size of this boy. You need to see the sheer size of him. What's up, boy? You gonna show them your size? Look at that. Yeah. What are we gonna review first? What do you think, the mask? Yeah, let's go for the mask first. First item, masks. Now, this is just my inventory. I'm not an expert. I've just been diving for 14 years now, and this is what I use. I've got two masks. I've got the Aqualung Technisub, and I've got the Salvamar mask. I forgot what it's called, to be honest. Yeah, they've got so many in their shop that they're all called different shitty names, but yeah. Salvamar, Aqualung. I bought this one 7 to 8 years ago, and I'm really comfortable with it. I bought this one recently. The difference between them is as follows, and this is for the noobs, right? This one has a larger size and a larger volume. This one is smaller, less volume. What does that mean? It means when you dive deeper depths, right, this mask is going to create more pressure on your face. And since the frame is made out of hard plastic and the nose bridge is made out of hard plastic, if you've got a large nose bone like me, it's going to end up putting pressure on you. You're going to basically feel like a suction type of pressure the deeper you go, which is because of the differential pressure between the inside part of your mask and the water around you. And obviously, the more you dive deeper, the more the pressure increases. So you literally feel like your eyes are about to pop out of your skull. So to counter that, you're going to have to blow in a bit of air, which means losing a bit of breath hold. With this mask, it's going to create less pressure than this one, the deeper you go down. The size of this The size of this mask is way smaller than this, which means, again, less volume. Another difference between both, this one, the Aqualung, is one piece of glass. The Salvamar is 2 pieces of glass. And the reason I've got these two masks is because this mask is my most comfortable one that I've been comfortable diving with for the past 8 years, 7, 8 years. The older generation of masks that have 2 glasses are not as comfortable as this. The older generations, I used to see doubles with them. So I'd be looking at the fish, looking at the sand, it's like I'm cross-eyed, literally. But the newer generations, the newer masks, I don't know what they've done about them, but now I'm really comfortable wearing them and using them. Now, if you can notice, both masks have GoPro mounts. I'm just that guy who prefers GoPro mounts to be on my mask. It's more comfortable, they're more stable. You don't need to worry about the mount slipping off, falling off. I know you can counter that by doing a few things with your snorkel, but it's not that practical. And a lot of times your footage, after you come out of the water, you realize your angle is wrong because as you swim down, the water might move it, your strap might move somehow, so on and so on. So I always prefer a mask with a GoPro mount on it, built in, or just like my Aqualung mask, a friend of mine installed it for me, but you need to watch out when you screw it in, not to screw the inner part of your frame. And also you can't do it with soft shell masks, right? They don't have GoPro mounts on them for a reason, because they don't have a hard frame. Now, one of the greatest advices that I was ever given, and that I will give to you newbies out there, right? This one is spearfishing gear for noobs. So mainly for noobs. The best advice I can give you is, whenever you buy a mask, if it is a tempered glass, to burn it. Burn it with a lighter. When you burn the outs, now a lot of people just burn the inside. I burn both the outside of the mask and the inside of the mask, just to make sure that film or layer of material, protective material that comes from the company, right, to protect the glass from scratches and all that, is burnt off. What we do is you burn the inner part of your mask, only the glass obviously. You burn it until it turns black, and then you wipe it off. It's as easy as that. And you burn the outside too, and then you wipe it off. It's as easy as that. And what that will do, it will remove that film, that layer, and it won't create differential temperature between the inside and outside of your mask, or the glass itself, which means it will reduce the fog big time. Now again, don't forget, still, you have to spit in your mask before you dive. It's just something I've always done, and it still works amazingly. I don't know what the science is behind it, but yeah. So that's us done with the masks. Now we're going to move on to snorkels. I've got two types of snorkels here. I've got the immersion, or immersion, whatever you want to call it, and I've got SEAC. Now here's the thing, when you want to buy snorkels, you want your snorkel to do this. This is what your snorkel should be able to do. If your snorkel is not flexible as this, it's going to annoy you a lot in the water. One of the first things it's going to do is, when you have it on your side, depends if you have it under your strap. A lot of people put it under the mask strap, so like this. A lot of people put it like this and then wear it. And a lot of people use something like this to put it onto the strap, which is the most comfortable way, by the way, because your snorkel will not be touching your head, and sometimes it's a bit annoying. I've tried it before. And that's specifically with harder snorkels. The harder your snorkel is, the more it's going to annoy the side of your head, and the less flexible it's going to be. So that's one of the downsides of harder snorkels. The softer it is, the more comfortable it is on your side of your head, and also the easier it moves on the surface of the water with you as you are swimming, especially if it's wavy. If it's wavy and the weather's bad, you want something flexible to move with the waves without moving your entire mask off your face. When the snorkel is harder, the more pressure it's going to create in waves onto the side of your mask, right? The more pressure it's going to create, and which can remove your mask or move it off your face, or you're going to end up getting a bit of water inside of your mask. So always go for softer snorkels. Now, my other snorkel is a Cressy, but this Cressy, even though parts of it are really soft, other parts are quite hard. Not too hard, this is still considered a really soft snorkel, but this part is a bit hard, a bit harder than the top. But you have a lot of brands and a lot of snorkels, even Cressy has snorkels that are absolutely hard, rock hard plastic. Do not buy those types of snorkels. You want something soft, comfortable, flexible. Like I said, look, you have brands like Omer and Immersion. they've got insanely good snorkels. Like literally all you need is your mouthpiece and a tube. That's it. A lot of masks, or a lot of snorkels, sorry, they just look fancy. Like the SEAC looks extremely fancy, but only flexible in some parts. Again, this one is one of the really good ones from Cressy, but I'm talking about different brands or different shapes and forms that I do not have. Never buy a snorkel with a valve. I'll put it up now on screen. Never buy a snorkel with a valve because you'll end up swallowing water. It's really annoying. Nah, you don't want that. Trust me, especially if you black out, it's quite dangerous too. Next topic. Fins. Now, when it comes to fins, I don't know if you can choose any other piece of gear that's more important than your mask and your fins. Those are the most important top two items or piece of gear for spearfishing that you need to get right. You need to get them right. You've got two types, actually several types of fins, but I'm going to talk about two types of fins: plastic fins, carbon fiber. The two fins that I've got, I have the Epsilon carbon fiber. I've got these fins, beautiful piece of equipment. And I've got my XT Diving Pro. My XT Diving Pro. One of the best fins that I've ever had, right? Now I've had these since 2018, so it's been 7 years. I've had these fins for 7 years and they are still brilliant. Now the Epsilon Legends, I've had them for like a couple years now, maybe 2-3 years, and they are absolutely amazing and so comfortable. I only have carbon fiber fins. Yes, they are more expensive. Yes, they are really expensive if you want to get the best ones, but they will last you a lifetime. Like I said, the XT diving ones, had for 7 years now. Nothing wrong with them, just a few scratches from the reef. That's it. The Epsilon, I know they will go for a long way too. Now the difference between your plastic and your carbon fiber fins. Plastic is more rigid. When you are moving in the water and your fins are flexing, right? Your plastic ones are more rigid. They're not going to move in the water as smoothly as your carbon fiber ones. Your carbon fiber ones are absolutely, I don't know what you want to call them, like underwater. It's just brilliant, like compared to the plastic ones, just amazing. They run smoothly under the water. As you move your legs, it's not difficult at all. With the plastic, that your feet, the top of your ankles are going to get more tired as you dive with the plastic fins than compared to the carbon fiber fins. Now with the plastic fins, like I said, less flexible. They can get damaged quicker in some circumstances. If you're coming out of the beach, first of all, please guys, newbies out there, don't get out of the water with your fins on your feet. You want to take them off in the water and then get out. Trust me, because the waves will bend them. If you've got plastic on and you step on them, you're going to bend your plastic, and then you're going to have to buy new ones probably. I mean, you can use them a few more times, but they're literally worthless at that point. Your carbon fiber ones, you could break them. Now, they are like, look, just amazing. But you could break them I've heard some people that have broken their carbon fiber fins just in the water, but they probably bought some shitty brand, and or they've probably stepped on it or something. And if you break these are expensive. Try not to break them, right? Try not to throw them about. Even if you do, I highly doubt anything's going to happen to them, but you just want to take care of them more. The way more expensive, like my XT Diving Pro fins, I think they cost me back then $360. So we're talking about maybe 270 to 300 quid. Now they're probably more expensive. So yeah, they're not cheap. Plastic fins are cheaper. If you're a beginner, go for plastic for sure. Go for something cheap. If you are more advanced at spearfishing or free diving, you need carbon fiber fins for sure. They also are faster underwater. Like you can swim faster with carbon fiber than the rigid plastic fins for sure. They just move so smoothly in the water and they flex amazingly that you won't struggle gliding on the surface of the water or at the bottom of on the reef chasing a fish. Now another thing I've noticed is they make less noise on the surface of the water. Because of the way they move on the surface and they're not as rigid as the plastic ones, you're going to get less splash and smoother swimming on the surface. You can go faster without splashing, and you can get really nice kind of gliding effect on the surface of the water. And the most important, less noise, less splashes, which can scare fish if you're diving kind of shallow. So that's it, guys. First video about spearfishing gear for noobs. So these are my top 3 most important items so far. I've got more items that I need to talk about. We'll be making another video for those. A lot more to come. And then I'm going to make another video, which is a separate video for spear guns. It's going to be about my spear guns and why I bought them and what types of spear guns are about, roughly. There's tons of them, but I'll catch you next time, guys. Cheers.